Hello, welcome in. Today I'm going to be making my TBR for the Magical Readathon, and I'm going to be doing so completely randomly using the storygraph recommendations feature. So first of all, if you're not familiar with the Magical Readathon, I will leave it linked down below. It was made by G over at Book Roast, and it is the most magical, wonderful, in-depth, amazing readathon that exists, in my opinion. Basically, the readathon is set in a fantasy world, and it's kind of an RPG in that you get to create your character and by completing reading challenges, make the decisions about who your character is and what kind of classes they are taking at the Magical Academy of Aurelium for what kind of magical career they want to have. And up until this point in the readathon, my character has been doing classes for the Feywild's cartographer calling, which is so fun. Basically, it means that I go out into the uncharted, unexplored lands of the fairy wilds and just make maps of them, which is so fun and adventurous, and I love it. But this semester, G has added 2 new callings, and one of them is a wild form druid, which basically is kind of a career, but also kind of just a lifestyle and an ability that your character learns how to transform into an animal form. And I actually think that this would be such a great asset to my career as a cartographer. The description for the druid in the callings guide basically talks about how most druids are in a kind of scholarly role in that they use their animal form to kind of get closer into nature and observe and go places where they wouldn't be able to go in their human form, or learn things about the world that they wouldn't be able to do in a human form. And again, I think that that complements the cartographer career so perfectly, and I think that this is a skill that my character really needs to have. So I think this year at Aurelium, I'm gonna kind of switch majors a little bit and do some wild form druid classes. I would really like to be able to turn into a fox. I think that would just be so fun. So there are 8 classes that I need to take this semester in the druid calling, and each class is 1 reading challenge. So I'm going to pick 1 book for each class. And like I said, I'm going to be doing this completely randomly on storygraph. So you know how when you log into storygraph, it kind of auto generates like 5 or 6 books from your to be read pile and shows them on your home screen? So I'm going to be doing that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a challenge, refresh the page, and then of the books that it's showing, if any of them satisfy that challenge, I'm going to read that book. So the first class that I am taking is Animal Studies, and the subject this semester is Heads and Tails. So the reading challenge is to flip a coin, and if it lands on heads, you read a nonfiction. If it lands on tails, you read a fiction. So I'm going to flip my coin. This is a euro coin. I'm going to assume that the number side is heads and the bird side is tails. So, oh god, okay. It is heads. That means a non-fiction. Oh, actually that's gonna be hard. It might take us a few refreshes to get a non-fiction book. Oh, okay. No, I actually have 2 non-fiction books, I think. Okay, never mind. I thought Weird Women was a non-fiction, but it's actually a short story collection. But I think Monster She Wrote is a non. It's so weird that I got those 2 books on the same recommendation page because I feel like they have a quite similar vibe. I am actually so excited that I got this one. This book sounds so good. It's about these women who, you know, have pioneered the genres of horror and speculative fiction and have written really influential works in those genres. And this book goes into their actual real lives, which sounds so interesting. I don't know about anyone else, but like Mary Shelley's life, so weird, so interesting. And it says that it's part biography, but also part reader's guide. So it sounds like there will be some cool information about like their works themselves. I'm so excited. We are off to such a great start so far. This is really promising. The next class that I have to take is called Art of Illusion. And this semester it is to disguise self. So the reading challenge is to match a book cover to the clothes that you're wearing. So I think we'll go for like a black, maybe some silver sparkly vibe. Let's just see what we get. Okay, you know what? Nothing on this page I don't think fits. Although I really want to read Possession. Wuthering Heights? I think that's a match. That's a match. I don't think I really need to tell anyone the plot of Wuthering Heights. Actually, I don't even really know what the plot is. It's a classic that has been on my list forever, and I love the Bronte sisters, so off to a good start. Okay, and then the next class I have to take is astronomy, which is about the eclipse effect this semester, and the reading challenge is to read a book with 2 E's in the title. So we're gonna go ahead and refresh and see what we get. Okay, The Project. The E in the, and then the E in project. That works, okay. It's actually going so much smoother than I was expecting. This book is about a girl who, after her parents die, she goes to live with something called the Unity Project, which, if I'm understanding correctly, it seems like it's kind of cult vibes, and it is a thriller, so I'm sure that it's gonna be very exciting, and I'm so happy that this one popped up. Okay, the next class that I have to take is Conjuration, and we're going to be doing spirit binding spells. So that is a book that was recommended to you by a friend, and this is one actually that I'm not going to randomize because one of my friends from class just yesterday, we went out to coffee together and she recommended that I read Possession by A.S. Byatt, which I had already been wanting to read, but this just shot it up to the top of my list. She said so many good things about it. She said it's one of the best things she's ever read. And you know what? Coincidentally, it did get generated like 2 clicks ago on this page. So it's, you know what? If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. This book apparently is about 2 young scholars who are researching Victorian poets, and they end up finding love letters and like journals and stuff from these poets and kind of following their lives and their movements. The description says that they track their movements from London to Yorkshire, from spiritualist seances to the fairy haunted far west of Brittany. And it says what emerges is an extraordinary counterpoint of passions and ideas, an exhilarating novel of wit and romance, an intellectual mystery, and a triumphant love story. Then the next class I have to take is Elemental Studies, which this semester is Botanic Controls. And the reading challenge is a book with flowers on the cover, which should be super easy. Like so many books on my TBR have flowers on the cover. So let's refresh and see what we get. Okay, I don't see flowers immediately on any of these. I think that there's some leaves on Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors, but it doesn't look like flowers. So we're gonna refresh again. Again, we have a lot of leaves and like plant life happening, but no flowers, it doesn't look like. Okay, we're going again. Aha. Success! We have found flowers. And the word flower is in the title as well, so this is just a perfect match. So what I've heard about The Last Tale of the Flower Bride is that it is a Gothic tale, which you know I'm here for, and it's been compared to Mexican Gothic. But to me, it kind of sounds like the gender roles have been swapped in this Gothic situation, in that it is a man who marries a very mysterious, rich woman who tells him to never pry into her deep, dark past. And they end up having to go to her family's ancestral crumbling mansion of mysteries, and the Gothic tale unfolds. And I think that that just sounds really interesting. And at this point, I think everyone knows that I am a sucker for anything Gothic. So Storygraph is just doing so good today. I don't know what I did to please the Storygraph gods, but this is amazing. Oh, I accidentally closed the tab. So we're gonna start from the home page again for the next refresh. The next class I have to take is Spells and Incantations, and the class is Magic Missiles, which obviously you gotta learn how to aim those pretty precisely. So the reading challenge is to read a book between 389 and 415 pages, which I'm gonna have to look up. So let's do it. Let's see what we get. Okay, I'm gonna go into each of these, see how many pages they are, and if any of them work. 306. So that one does not work. I'm sure this one isn't. I think this is a poetry book. 80 pages. Sure. Nope. Camp so-and-so. 424. Too big. Oh my god. I was not expecting that one to be the one that was too big. I think this is a graphic novel. So probably not this either. No, too small. Okay. Okay, no luck. Let's go ahead and refresh again. Okay, Ghost Eaters. Too small. This is a graphic novel, so I'm sure it's not, yeah, too small, but almost. We're getting closer. The Queen's Rising. This is a fantasy. Promising. Fantasies are kind of chunky. 480, too chunky. It's too chunky. Oh no. Okay. Rule of Wolves. I have been wanting to read this. 608. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was that big. Lee Bardugo, why? All right, let's refresh again. See if we have better luck. Third tries the charm. 448. Too big. Hamnet. 372. Oh my god, just barely too small. Okay, Brita is actually on my list of 23 books that I want to read in 2023. So if this is the right size, that would actually be excellent. Killing two birds with one stone. No, it's too short. Pride, Prejudice, and Other Flavors. This has shown up twice now on Storygraph, so maybe the universe wants us to read it. Let's see. No, too big. Oh my god, why is it an audiobook? Storygraph. 369. Too small anyways. Okay. Fourth time's the charm. Oh my god, I was not expecting this to be such the difficult challenge to meet. 403. Yes! Okay, The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And this is also on my must-read list for 2023. So amazing. This is incredible. Okay, I actually don't know much about this book. I just know that I read his other book, which was Between the World and Me, which I really loved and immediately put everything else on my TBR. And that was a nonfiction, and this one is a fiction. It says that it's a magical realism and that it's also historical fiction, I think set during slavery. And it says it's about a magical gift, a devastating loss, and an underground war for freedom. All right, that challenge was a challenge. But it worked out in the end. The next class that I have to take is called Restoration, and this semester it's on Oculi Cures. This one is to shuffle and point. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is just say that I'm gonna go with the middle book. Whatever the middle book is when this gets refreshed, that's what I'm gonna read. So let's do it. Oh, the pirouette. Sorry, I'm trying not to yell because the echo in here is really bad, but I'm so excited. This is The Pirouette Predator by Jade Wright, who is one of my friends here on BookTube. I love her so much. We've been friends on here since I started BookTube. So God, I'm so happy that I finally get to read her book. Oh my God, thank you, Storygraph. This is amazing. Okay. Okay, the last class that I have to take is shape-shifting, which makes sense since we're learning how to turn into an animal form, and this semester is about wolves. I don't know if that means I get to turn into a wolf at the end of class, hopefully. But the reading challenge is a book that has a wolf on the cover or in the title or in the author's name. So this might take a few refreshes, I'm not gonna lie, but let's just see. Any wolves? No wolves. Let's go again. Sorry, I'm looking very closely to make sure it's not hiding, but it does not look like it. Okay, let's go again. No. One more time. Oh my gosh. Are those wolves? No, those are mermaids. Nope. Oh my gosh. How is there like no wolves? I knew that this was gonna be a difficult one, but I'm also feel like I must have more wolves in my TBR than this. I wish that there was a wolf in Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've been wondering, is that a wolf or is that a fox? I think that's a fox. Oh my gosh, is it a wolf? I think it's a fox, unfortunately. As much as I wish I could pretend that that's a wolf, I think it's quite clear that it's not. So let's go again. Oh my gosh. No luck. Okay, we got a unicorn and a bunny. We're getting closer. Oh my God, is that a wolf? It is a wolf. We did it. Okay, perfect. This is a middle grade. It's called The Girl Who Speaks Bear. I think this is kind of fairy tale folklore inspired, maybe Russian folklore. I'm not sure. I know the author in the past has done, but this one is about a girl who was abandoned in a bear cave as a baby, and she's always felt out of place in her village, and then one day she wakes up and she has bear legs, and she goes on this adventure and journey through the forest, and there's a lot of magical folklore things happening. So oh, I'm so excited. This sounds like it's gonna be really cute. And that is it. Those are my classes. That is my TBR for this semester of the Magical Readathon. I was excited to do this randomly, but also really nervous because you just never know what you're gonna get. And I have like 600 books on my TBR, right? So I'm actually like really surprised and really blown away by just how well this went. I got so many good books. The TBR is immaculate, and I just don't know what I did to deserve this kind of luck from the Storygraph random generator. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you are also doing the magical readathon, I would love to see what classes you're taking and what books you've picked out for the reading challenges and what your character is like. I would love to hear about your characters in the comments down below. Again, I hope you liked the video and I hope I get to talk to you soon. Bye!